What is up, everybody? So Audi is back on the ramps. If you guys did not see the previous two videos, you would not know that my car actually broke at the racetrack. The previous video we were changing the external filter housing on the gearbox, and today we are going to install the inner filter in the gearbox. It's such a tongue twister, like I don't know why I'm struggling like that. So regardless, I'm going to show you guys today how we can actually remove the entire oil pan, the gearbox brace, and change the filter inside the gearbox. And then basically we have to get the car on the car on 4 jack stands, and we have to top up the oil and all of that kind of things. So this video is going to be over 2 days, but it's going to be one video for you, so don't worry. Basically, I'm still waiting for some parts for the external housing, and I can't throw oil in yet because it's going to leak out. So basically, I'm just waiting for 2 O-rings. I never ordered it. I can kick myself. Goodness.
Okay, so here we go. Let's go underneath the car quick. As you guys can see, a lot of oil, because what happened was when I was at the racetrack, the external filter sitting here, the cap came loose and all the oil just sprayed out everywhere. So basically, this over here is our gearbox brace. It's just basically to cover the oil pan, which is this pan over here. Yeah, it's very similar to our engine pan, which is this one over here. So basically, the big filter is sitting on the inside. So here's where the external filter is. And then I'll talk to you guys about O-rings. So basically, there's 2 pipes. 2 pipes that goes in top of the external filter housing. So I just want to change the O-rings on them, and then basically here is the gearbox pan. So what we're going to do is, oh, I got the wrong one. This is an 8, we need a 10. So right over here there is a drain plug. So basically we're going to loosen it out, oil is going to come out. Do note with my car, there will not be a lot of oil that came out, because when the cap came out, basically it spilled oil all over the racetrack. Well, not the racetrack, but the area where you park basically at. And yeah, so we're going to remove this brace. Right over here, there's a few bolts. If you just follow it there, I think there's 6 bolts in total. There and there. And then over, let's just see, over, yeah, so it's this one and this one. So there's basically 6 bolts we have to remove to basically take this entire brace off. And then we're going to have to remove all the, all the bolts around the pan, so we can get the pan out, and then to remove the filter on the inside. So I basically have all 6 bolts loosened for this brace, but right over there, there's another bolt that I never even saw. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm just going to loosen it. As you guys can see, the space is very limited, and I have to get to all the bolts around the oil sump, so the oil pan, whatever you want to call it. So basically, yeah, I have to get this brace off, and then we can start with the bolts over there. All right, let's go underneath again. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna quickly zoom out. So here we are. This is basically how it looks like from underneath.
Alright, so this is the box we received. So basically it has the new oil pan gasket in it. Let's quickly open it all the way. There we go. So here is the new oil pan gasket. So I did also see is this the stoppers? Yeah, it might be. We'll quickly have a look now. So basically we have that, and we have the new filter on the inside. Just make sure when you remove the filter, you also remove this rubber seal over here. Do not forget it in. I don't think you'll be able to get it in while the seal is still in there, but yeah, just make sure you do actually take it out as well. Then over here, just for now, I quickly covered the oil pan. So basically, right over here, you basically press these, what is like a rubber retainer kind of seal. So basically all it does is it goes through the gasket into the metal pan. It's just so that your gasket, while you're holding your pan underneath and you're moving so your gasket doesn't move, so that's basically all it is. So you just press it in from the top and it holds it down. So yeah, we'll quickly do that now. Let's quickly jump underneath the car again, and we're gonna change this filter over here.
Alright, so what you basically do is you just hold it and you pull it down. It should come straight out. Also do note, when you're gonna remove it, there's a lot of oil that's gonna come out with it. I'm probably gonna need 2 hands for this, but as you guys can see, it is... Oh, there we go. Oh, and there, I'm throwing out all the oil that's on the inside. Yeah, just make sure you don't waste, like mess it everywhere on the floor. So as you guys can see, the what do you call it, the seal is still on this filter, so we're just gonna leave it over here for now. Let's have a look. It's probably gonna mess oil on my phone now, but anyway, so there it is. The hole where it went into is properly lubricated. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take some of the oil. I'm just going to put it on the O-ring that's already there, just to make sure that it goes in smoothly. I must say it's very clean. Oh my gosh, that is freaking amazing. Alright, this might be a little bit difficult for me because I'm trying to hold the camera and do everything at once. Let's try to see if I can get a better view for you guys there. So we're just gonna move it until it goes in. There we go. I could actually feel it just like slide in, and then you can just see I don't need to hold it anymore. Let's just trying to see. There we go. That is in all the way. All right, so now that we have that done, sorry, the ground is so rough. So anyway, now that we have that done, we're gonna quickly try to see if we can get the oil pan, the new sump on. Also, what I want to do is I just want to clean the outer edges so that if we do put the new sump on, there's no obstruction, or like you just see some little bit of dirt there. Yeah, I just don't like it. I just want to get it off.
Alright, so basically now we have our oil pan all cleaned up. So you guys saw me remove this. It's kind of difficult to remove it. Basically it's situated in this spot over here and in this spot over here. So it's magnets. So whenever there's like metal shavings, it will go and sit on it. But yeah, mine was absolutely clean. I'm telling you guys, even the photos I took of inside the gearbox where after I removed the filter, it's so clean. I can like sell this gearbox for sell it and say it's literally hardly been used. It's still brand new. So once you removed it, we're gonna put it back. Obviously once it's clean, and I must say it's super strong metal. I actually kind of like struggled to get it off. There we go. It's just a nice indication so that whenever there is metal shavings, it will stick onto the metal over here that's in the sump. And then also with the external filter, you can actually like remove the filter and see if there's shavings as well. Everything of mine looks good. So now it's time for us to install the new one. Also, what I did notice now is the old ones, I had to like move these small clips. The new one actually has it built in. So you can't press it out. It's part of like, as you guys can see, it connects to this inner seal. So basically all we have to do is just line it up and press it through manually, just like that. So there's 4 of them, it's in. And it's in. Wow, this was actually so simple. I was actually so, so stressed out about this. But basically, I'm feeling so much better after opening it up, seeing that the magnets is still clean. Literally everything is still good. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna put this sump back in because we already got the filter in, and yeah, we're gonna tighten all the bolts up. So they say it's about 10 newton meters that we have to tighten it. So basically with the small ratchet is just holding about one end and then just tightening it. You don't have to like over torque it or whatever the case is. Even when I removed it, I was like, wow, it wasn't in there tight. But anyway, everything is there. Also, one thing I want to tell you guys is, if I'm not mistaken, so this is basically how it goes in underneath the car, my front of my car being over here. So basically how it works is we're going to tighten bolt 11 and bolt 3 first. And that will basically just align up the pan. And then we'll start tightening it from 1 to 3 all the way till 15. So basically this bolt over here is bolt 1, 2, 3. So this part that sticks out over here, hope you guys can see, this is bolt number 3. So then we're going to tighten this one, then 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. So 11 is this part over here where they are sticking out on either sides, this side where I'm holding and this side over here. So we're going to tighten bolt 3, and bolt 11 is basically to tighten it up. And then we're going to start with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're going to do it all the way around till 15. Okay, let's get this baby back in. are back now. It is pouring outside. Let me show you guys quick. I absolutely love it. It makes the working conditions so much better, but it's so darn loud down here. I hope you guys can hear me. Anyway, so it is the next day when we're continuing. You guys can see because it's cold, I got my long clothes on that is allowed to get dirty. So anyway, basically we are gonna continue. So yesterday we ended by installing the oil pan. So now what we got to do is we got to put the fluids inside the car. So there's a special tool we use for that. Let me quickly go get it. Alright, so basically this is the oil I'm going to be using. The most important thing for my car. It doesn't mean it works for my car, it will work for your car. Please do check up. But right over there you can see G052529. That is the type of oil I must have in my car, which this obviously the Liqui Moly 8100 series does have. So I can use these ones, and also Liqui Moly, best freaking brand ever according to me. I'm struggling to decide between Liqui Moly and Valvoline, but so far Liqui Moly is very easy for me to get. So here is this special tool. So basically this part of the tool goes into your gearbox, this part goes into one of your bottles. Also keep your bottle up very high according to this part. So if you fill it, keep your bottle and this part over here very high. And then basically you're just going to squeeze it. When you squeeze it and let go, it's going to suck in the oil and send it through. So this is a really cheap way of transporting the oil basically. You do get better ways where you kind of pump it up and all those kind of things. But yeah, this thing is literally, it was just, man, maybe $4 or $5 as well. So I went with this one. So yeah, basically this is going to take me a very long time, but I'm going to try my best to be quick for you guys, and obviously I'll shorten the video so you don't have to look at this horrible time just taking forever to get all of this oil into the car. Please do note, once oil starts coming out by the hole, that is basically when you're going to stop. You're going to put the plug back, and then yeah, once the plug is back, you're basically going to drop your car to ground level. You're gonna let your car idle. The gearbox needs to get to between 30 and 50 degrees Celsius, but we'll go to that stage soon. Let's first get the oil into the car.
Okay, so now whenever I do press this little bottle, basically the oil is starting to run out underneath. Let me just give it a quick squeeze again so you can see. So basically, even if I just lift it up, okay, let's squeeze it. Yeah, you guys can see it's pouring down here. I'm just hoping my cloth is catching everything. Alright, so now that we know this is fine, what we're going to do is we're going to remove it. And oh my word, just look at all of that oil coming out. So we're gonna take our, what do you call it? I can't even see everything. Goodness, there, right over there. So we're gonna go and we're gonna put our full screw back in. There we go. We're gonna go ahead and tighten it. We're not gonna tighten it too much, just so that it's nice and snug. There we go. Okay, and then obviously we're gonna clean it.
Alright, so it is pouring now, but regardless, we gotta get this video, we gotta keep on going. So basically now, we got the full screw back in, we leveled our car. So what we're gonna do now is basically start our car for 20 seconds. But we're gonna keep the lever in park. So basically, if you're doing this as a service or whatever the case is, you change the external filter. Yeah, the external filter. If you change it, if you change the internal filter, basically you got to remember all that stuff is still clean and dry. So basically, as soon as you're going to start your car, all that oil is going to go through all your filters and all of that. So it's going to suck up a lot of, oh my word, it's pouring. So we're going to basically suck up all that oil, while the gearbox needs to suck up the oil from the oil pan. So basically our oil level is going to drop. So then what we got to do is we got to lift it up again and top it up until the fluid runs out. Once it runs out, then we only get our gearbox total temperature. So let's quickly idle the car for 20 seconds. Alright, so the handbrake is on, car is in park. We're gonna go and start her up straight away. And now we're just gonna give it 20 seconds, so let's go. Alright, and off she goes. Okay, that was basically 20 seconds. Now I've got to get the car back up again. Oh my gosh. Alright, so basically all four of the wheels is off the ground. Please don't do what I'm doing. So we're gonna go over here, we're gonna loosen it up. So at this moment I don't think anything is actually gonna run out. I think we're gonna end up topping up more. Let's see, it's gonna be a surprise for all of us. Yeah, as I thought, nothing. There we go. So now what we're gonna do is we're quickly gonna go and look how much our gearbox fluid temperature is. Remember, we gotta get it between 30 and 50. Just to let you guys know that, just gotta quickly put the ignition on. Alright, yeah, basically just to let you guys know, I threw in about 1.2 liters. So I'm not sure that that entire 1.2 liters was the entire gearbox, the gearbox pump and all of that, taking all the oil. Before, when I did actually fill up the car, it was on an angle, so maybe a certain amount of 100 mils, I'm not sure how much, can obviously be topped up now that the car is more leveled. So we're gonna go here to advanced measurements. What we're gonna do is we're gonna say temp and then transmission fluid temperature. Perfect. So as you guys can see, it's 20 degrees Celsius. So now we're just gonna stay here on the screen, and basically what we're gonna do is we're gonna step on the brake. We're gonna start up the car. All right, so now that the car is here, what we're gonna do is we're just gonna go between reverse for 2 seconds, neutral, drive, sport, drive, neutral, reverse, park, and we're just gonna do this until we reach about maybe 50 degrees Celsius. All right, there we go, 40 degrees Celsius. So yeah, all I kept on doing was just going to reverse, neutral, drive. But what I'll do is I'll just leave it for some longer time intervals, maybe 10 seconds, 10 seconds, 10 seconds, especially because this took forever. We're only at 41 now, but we can be between 30 and 50. So basically, I've said it like a million times, I'm sorry. So we're about halfway now. When I get to 42, I'll actually stop the car. I wanted to go a little bit more, but just to see how long it takes to actually increase the temperature. Yeah, it's just taking forever. I've maybe been sitting here for 20 minutes. Like, even my temperature has been up to temps for a long time now. So yeah, what I kept on doing was going to reverse, stay here for a while, and then I'll basically go back to neutral. Neutral, there's like no engagement, so I'll mostly go to drive, and there we go, it just went to 42 now, and then basically sport. Also, what I did was, just to kind of practice it out, like I'll just go randomly to neutral, and then I'll go to, let's say, drive, and then I'll go to park. But anyway, it's at 42. I am happy. Okay, and we are done. So basically now you're gonna go and test drive the car. What I'm quickly gonna do is I'm quickly gonna just clean the bottom of the car on the oil filter, because with my experience the oil cap came loose. So what I'm gonna do is just gonna take a white marker and just mark and say this is where the line is currently at. So if I ever see they're not corresponding, then I know, okay, something is wrong. So I'm just gonna do that. I'm just gonna clean the bottom of the car a little bit, and then I'm gonna go test drive, but you guys will be with me when I test drive. But yeah, let me just quickly clean the car and I'll be with you now. Okay, and we are cruising around. Car is absolutely beautiful. I must say, the first few gears I went through, it did feel a bit, it didn't feel bad to say, but it did feel like it was, you can feel it was changing. You know when you're in a manual car and you're like accelerating, you step clutch, trying to shift, that's more of like a, just, you know, that small movement. But basically the car is doing fantastic. I'm super happy after maybe going through all the gears once. Smooth as can be. So anyway guys, I must say, if I ever have to do it again, I'll most likely take it into a shop. Even if I do it myself at a shop, doesn't matter. The job is not bad, but it's the tools that I had was very bad. I mean, like getting the car level, getting it up, jacking it down, jacking it up again. It was just absolutely horrible. Sorry, just like that, I quickly fast forward back home. I do hope that this video helped everyone out. As you guys can see, I'm sweating. I have to shave my beard. It has been a difficult 2 days, but like I said, if I have to go back, I'll most probably get my car on a lift. I think it's going to be so much better just to get your car elevated a bit, and the lift is also leveled. So the good thing is, like, if you take your car up, your car is leveled. When you bring it back down, it's leveled. So that is the good thing about the lift, which I would really recommend. I think if I had a lift, it would have made the job so much easier. But will I do it again? If I do it again, I'll definitely have to upgrade my my setup. Basically, that little hand pump of mine was horrible. I even went on, like, halfway I went on lunch, I went to go eat and drink something, I came back, I continued, I nearly fell asleep underneath the car. You don't even need to keep your eyes open, you just hold it, you'll feel it expand, turns around, and you just press it again. So regardless, it was a tough 2 days, but the job is done, the car feels amazing. Anyway guys, I'm going to drop the video right over here. Thank you so much for watching. I do hope you all enjoyed this video, and then I'll see all of you legends in my next video. But for now, peace out.